Recorded live with little or no editing, it's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today we're going over Dulom's defense in Crucible. He is 18 million operating in Plat 3, and we are cutting the cookies today. Should you be using standardized teams? Well, you know, that's always dependent on your roster, but we're going to find that Dulom's going to get some pretty decent grades with what's going on here, so it's really not a problem. The variety and the spice of this whole Crucible season is more in what you're using on offense, so you'll find that these cookie cutter teams aren't such a bad thing to be doing. If I get my tabs working, look at team number 1, Infinity Watch. This is fine. You got the right ISOs, all this. We talked a little bit about whether or not a person should be building the Infinity Watch. They are a really good team. Much like the Young Avengers, they're holding their value really well. I use them every single Crucible. They're good on offense, they're good on defense. They have a lot of uses for a lot of things, and on defense, they soak up points, like the efficiency points, like crazy. They're fantastic. So for right here, we definitely want to get the stars on all these characters. So finish farming them up. Get the blue ISO on this team. It's worth it. And yeah, that's probably it. I don't think you need to take them any higher in the gear. You could take them to 15 if you wanted to. That gold gear is kind of coming around, but that's a personal choice. If you're someone who doesn't have this team up and running yet, you may have missed the bus. But for Dulom's roster, this looks like they could touch it up a little bit more and get a lot of value out of it. So I like everything that's going on here. No waste. I would like to see some improvement in the stars and power levels, but as for how the team is built or being built, it's an A for me. Team number 2 is the Bionic Avengers. We need a placement change with Vision and Tony Stark there in the back row. Swap places there. The ISOs are okay. I prefer Stryker on Viv, but it's all personal choice on that one. The rest of the ISOs are great. Looks like a good team. Again, when you can farm these characters up, do so. You might want to take them into the teal for the further raids. You're going to be needing them. Looks good to me. I'm going to go A- on this. Number 3 is the Young Avengers. Not a whole lot of use going on in the portable shield device, except for, of course, the Strikers. They're making sure they always have offense up, or at least not offense down. So it's a great team to throw in here and not switch ISOs around. I would like to see, again, some blue ISO on this team. They're fantastic. I'm going to be taking mine into the teal gear as soon as I get the chance. I've got a few more priorities in front of them, but it's still a good team. It's an older team, but man, they're hard to get through, and you can use them for a lot of stuff on offense as well as defense. I really like them. I like the placement. I like everything that's happening here. You could arguably switch placement with Miss Marvel, but there's also reasons to have her in the corner anyways. Doesn't matter so much, but I like this. It's just fine. I'm going to go ahead and give this one an A as well. And we're going to move on to Unlimited X-Men in the Resurrection Protocols room. Okay, so everything about this is fantastic, except we do want a placement swap between Firestorm and Phantom X. Swap places there. The reason being, you want to hope that your opponent comes into this with Gamma and rewinds all 3 of them. If he rewinds the Fire Chicken guy, then it's less AoEs into their Red Hulk. And that means it'll take longer for them to get to their big alt with the Red Hulk. So placement swap with Phantom X and Fire Chicken. And then if you wanted to, a smaller Dazzler with less stars, there's a case to be made for making her a skirmisher so that ability block lands. User's choice. Otherwise, these ISOs are great. So A- here for this one. Number 5, we have Weapon X in here. Weapon X is in here because they put out a lot of bleeds, and there's a little bit of a bleed bonus to this room. It's something to do. I personally like using my Omega Red and sometimes Lady Deathstrike on offense for some of the counters, the hybrids. It works really well. I like also running Wolverine as a striker because he'll double tap into a vulnerable. He'll give himself speed up. It helps him to get to his ultimate a little bit faster. That ultimate usually deletes somebody, and that's useful. Honestly, though, this is great. You've got 2 strikers, 3 people putting out vulnerables. You've got good placement. It's fine. The one thing I would highly suggest is bringing up the whole team into the blue. I don't know why Omega Red does not have blue ISOs. Unless he was a skirmisher and you just switched him over and you're working on it. That's the only thing I can think of. Also, Wolverine is 7 red stars. He's a very good candidate for going ahead and putting teal gear on him. You can use him on hybrids with Phoenix and stuff like that too. I think there's enough value to warrant making that change to this team. Really good, really powerful. Teams used a lot in war, so no problems here if this is what you want to do. So long as you have 6 or 7 good offensive teams, then go ahead and throw in the whole Weapon X on defense. And finally, in number 6, we have, no surprise, Wakanda. I want a placement change. I want to put Shuri in the middle, Black Panther OG to the right side. Otherwise, it looks great. I was getting killed by Killmonger last night. It was really wrecking me. I personally am thinking that the OG Wakandans is probably the best team to have in this room as far as which version of the Wakandans you want to go. This changes daily for me, by the way. And recently the OG Wakandans killed me the most, and so that's the one I'm saying is probably the best team. But honestly, put whatever you have that's built the biggest, and the longest term value is going to be the War Dogs, and we've been saying that since the start. So placement tweak, you can build them bigger if you want to. I think War Dogs is a fantastic team. I think the Wakandans is a fantastic team too. So I'm gonna go A- for this one. All right, that was Dulom's defense. If you want your defense featured, it's too late. I am almost out to 5 weeks. People still send me their defensive picks, and I don't really want to be taking on anymore because the line's getting too long. So just wait a little bit. Let me get through some of that stuff. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.